Alright, so in the previous video we were able to see all our movies. You were able to edit any particular movie, and you are even able to create a movie if we chose to. The only problem so far that we have is that our data is not getting validated in any way. So for example, we know that the rating needs to be a number, but it doesn't matter what we do. Even if I chose a random thing, it still would have worked. So the idea is that clearly something went wrong here, and obviously we are aware that there is no genre, for example, called me. So how do you go about making sure that the data that we get is actually good and clean? Well, Laravel has something for us. Let's quickly check it out. So if you look at the documentation, you have something called validation. Now the beauty about this particular documentation is that it's written in a more or less tutorial-ish way, so it's really easy to follow. So all you need to do is to check how to do this, how to write our validation, and just like that we have more information. So for now we'll look into how to do it manually, but you can look into how you can inject it direct into your application. So as you're going to use this, but it should be instructive for you to actually read through all this and to see how you could make it work automatically in your controller. Right, so back here. So what happens is that you have this particular syntax. You have your validator, which takes in an array, and then it takes in your rules. So let's just see how your rules, what the rules are, available rules are. So here we go. So you can look at the available rules. You can see all that you can do, right? So you can see, for example, here we have boolean yes. You can see if this is a valid URL, and so on and so forth. So there's so much that you can check here, which can really be of help, and you save yourself having to write all this validation logic. So let's do a quick example. So back to our controller. So here's where we are. So let's look at our movies controller. Okay, so here is where we want to tie in into our application. So we want, whenever our movie is getting created, we want to check that the rules fit. So you're going to go right ahead and just copy all of this. Then of course you're going to edit it a bit later. So you're just going to paste all that there. So that's just to make sure that form fits. Let's format that, and okay. So there we are. In our case, what you want to do, we want to get in the data from our input. So we want to get in the data from our input. So we want to pass in all the information that you have currently gotten from our input here, like that. It's also instructive that what we have here in our validator, we need to put it like that, so that because this comes, it's not part of this namespace. So once you're there, the next thing we need to do is we need to check the title, and we also need to check the, so we're checking what, let's see our particular fields we have here. So you have the title, the genre, and the rating. So we're checking the title, the genre, that, and something else. We're going to also be checking the rating. Okay, so that's what you're going to be checking. All of them are required, but some of these other rules we don't need. So our title, all we care about is that it's required. Our genre, first of all, we care that it's required, and we care that it is of something. So you can check some of our rules once more. We're going to use this, it's called in. So in, make sure that the value given is one of the above. Okay, so for us, we're gonna just have maybe only a few rules. So we're gonna only allow a limited number of genres. So we're gonna have, say, for example, drama, or comedy, or horror. Okay, so everything that is created must be in that. Rating, we want it to be numeric. And even more importantly, yeah, so we want it to be an integer, so we have something like that already. So A, we want it to be an integer, and B, we want it to be a value, say, between 1 and 5. We don't want someone to give us something that's ridiculous, so let's see how we can do that. So we have this, no? That one, have a length between the given min and max. Okay, so clearly that's it. So we have that one, we have, gonna use that one, digits between, let's see the rules once more, it was digits between, then we give the minimum and the maximum. Okay, so our minimum was 0, our maximum was 5. Okay, let's go. Okay, so once we have that, let's see, 179. Okay, so that's we'll look into that right now. Okay, so once we have that, we want to work with this. What you're having here is our failure. For starters, okay, so this is where our problem was coming from. This wasn't closed off. We need to close it off just like that, and then once more, let's to format this. Okay, so when this is done, we don't want to redirect there. What we want to do, we want to redirect to create, just create. So this is I want to redirect it back to movies, create, to what we're calling our link. So I want to redirect it here. Okay, so this is it. We just don't worry about that, we'll start it right now. Okay, there you go. Okay, but now instead of doing all this, what we'll do, if it fails, you're just gonna say here, done, it fails. This is just for test purposes. Okay, so we say, maybe we say that invalid data. So we'll improve on this in the next video. For now, what we just want to see if our validator works. So let's go right ahead. Let's check it out. Let's create a new movie with a new genre, new rating, and let's try to save it. So getting invalid data. Okay, so we don't know what the invalid data is, but we'll look into that in the next video or after yet. If it fails, what you're gonna do is you're gonna just show what all the messages were. So this is how you get the messages. You just do it like that. Okay, so if it fails, it should show us that. So let's go right ahead and do our movie with a random genre and a random rating. See that, all that. Right, so go right ahead, give us the message back, said okay. So genre invalid. Alright, so let's go right ahead and get here and continue on in the next video.